What's going on, you guys? It's your girl V, and welcome to my new mini series, The Dating Chronicles. So, as you guys know, each week I have been telling stories about my dating experiences in my lifetime. And, I just want to share with the world all the bullshit that guys really try and pull. And I've been through a lot. Like, I have a lot of stories. So, I just thought it would be great to start a mini series and eventually get some of you guys' stories and plug you guys in and have you on my show. I'd love to have you and I'd love to hear your stories. But right now, with this season, it's a mini series because it is in the interim of the Love Unlocked Talk podcast break. So we're on a break because the holidays are coming up. So it is a perfect time for me to go ahead and start the mini series and share it with you guys. So let's just get into it. His name was G. Okay, G was from Harrisburg. Okay, he was my type at the time. Tall, light skin, slender build type of dude. Funny, and at the time I thought fine, but now I'm like, ugh, fuck were you thinking? But when you're in the moment, when what's fine is fine to you at that time, whatever. The year was 2010. Okay, so I meet him, everything is cool, we're vibing. He had a lot of charm to him, but G had a lot going on with him. Like, he had a lot of fucking drama, a lot of kids, a lot of that type of drama. There was never any dates unless I paid for them. Like, he was just kind of like a bum a little bit. And I just looked past that because the dick was like, it was decent dick, and I didn't want to like let it go. I was comfortable with it, and I was just like, all right, well, let me just keep this around. So, at the time, there's all of my experiences in Harrisburg, because that's where this was, had an overlap. There was like an overlap in relationships. And it's really unfortunate because I sound like such a thought, but I promise you, I am not. Like, I was just dating and I was having fun. Like, I didn't really see the harm in anything. But at that time, I was talking to somebody else. And there will be a story about that somebody else next. But at that time, I was talking to somebody else. But I met G and I was just so attracted to G. And, I remember a night that he came into this club that I was in, and, he saw me, and the dude that I was with at the time, we weren't together. We weren't in a relationship. We were just talking. He had went to the bar to go get me a drink, but G walked in. And when dude came back with my drink, I was already out the door. And I know that was like really fucked up. Like, it wasn't nice, but I wasn't nice back then. I didn't care about nobody but me. Like, I just I wanted to have fun, and that was it. So we left and we just went for a walk and we talked and we got to know each other. And I didn't care about his drama. I didn't care about any of that. Like, I was just like, damn, he's fine, he's my type, he makes me laugh. That's really all I care about. I don't really care about anything else. So we dated and it just went on for a while and it was good. But then after a while, the drama started. A lot of text messages from the baby moms and, a lot of drama there. I didn't really care about the drama back then because I was young and I was with the shit. I was just like, whatever she want to do, I'm with it. Like, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't matter. I was a different person back then, y'all. A whole different person. This was 10 years ago. But yeah, I was with the shits. I really was. And I should have known by when the baby's mom came to the club and saw us like in the alleyway talking. And when she approached us and he didn't say a word, then I should have known then that maybe I shouldn't be involved with this situation right here. This is not for me because he's not defending you. He's not confirming or denying anything. He's silent, not saying a word while she's going off, dumping fucking soda on his head and everything else. Not a word. At that time, that's when I should have ran for my life, but I did not. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, I was with it, and I was just like, I wish she would say something to me, but she didn't. She didn't address me at all. So I'm like, whatever. Um, Time goes on, and at this point, we're dating for a couple months. At one point, I ended up dropping him off at his little studio apartment. He lived above a bar. So I ended up dropping him off at his little apartment, and I left. And when I looked in the center console, I saw he left his phone in my car. So I'm like, oh, let me I had to go pick my son up from daycare. Like, I am like never late. So it was like crunch time. Like, I'm like, okay, do I sit here and read these text messages? Or do I take this phone and go home and read the messages? I knew he would have been sitting at my house waiting for me if I would have took the phone and read the messages. So I was like, you know what? Let me just stop my car and sit here and read these messages. And when I read them, all messages from his baby's mom, all your shirts are in the dryer, boo, and oh, you left this here last night, and I'm last night was dope, and I'm like, wow, this is what we doing? Like, I can't even. So I, didn't even keep the phone. Like, to be honest, I was done. I'm like, you know what? That's all I need to see. I don't need to see nothing else. Turn the car around. He's standing outside. I gave him his phone back. And I pulled off. There was no conversation. There was nothing. I just left. Because I knew that if I would have stayed, there would have been some type of domestic situation going on my part. And I would have been in jail. Like, and I'm not about that life. Like, I don't want to be in jail over no dude. So I left. I go back the next morning. Mind you, I have keys to this nigga's apartment. He has keys to mine. This is only a couple months in. I go to unlock the door. He changed the locks on his apartment the night that I gave him his phone back. Like, what are you scared of? Like, you really went to the fucking wherever and got a whole new fucking doorknob and lock and changed that shit so that when I came in the morning, I could not get in. Like, I was like, this is not happening. This is not real. I'm like, you know what? You got it. Like, if that's what you feel, give me my keys back. Let me get my keys back. But it didn't stop there. It was like, no, I didn't change it for you. Like, I just felt like I didn't know what was going on. And, there was a lot of my apartment's hot. And that's why I put up the cameras and this and that. He put up cameras and everything. And I know that was because of me. I don't know what he thought I was going to do, but I know he was afraid. Because for you to go and put up cameras and for you to change your locks, obviously you're afraid. And I find that really funny, but I really wasn't going to do anything. Like, I was really just going to be done, but I really had to get some shit off my chest, which is why I went back the next morning. Let's fast forward to the end of this relationship. I don't even want to call it that because we really weren't. It wasn't nothing like, it wasn't a relationship because he was dipping and dabbing and everything else. So it was kind of like he was just for everybody. He was for the streets for sure. But the end was when he stayed the night at my apartment. I was going out. I already had plans to go out. I went out. He was in my apartment. I was at the club. I went out and I came home. I walked down the hallway and I walked to my bedroom. My bedroom door is closed. And when I opened the door, you guys, the image is burned into my brain. Like, I have never seen anything so fucking horrific in my life, okay? But hysterical at the same time. I opened the door and this nigga is laying in my bed, sleeping in tighty whities with the fucking lotion on the nightstand and fucking napkins laying all on his fucking chest. I'm not even fucking lying. Like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, this is over. Relationship done. It's so embarrassing. Secondhand embarrassment. He made me promise not to tell anyone, but how could I not? How could I not tell people that? You fucking had a whole night. I mean, at least he didn't bring a bitch back to my apartment, right? But let's talk about being weird here. Let's talk about being in a girl you just met's apartment, beating your dick with fucking lotion and fucking tissues all over yourself. Like, what? So disgusting. So, needless to say, that was over. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode of Dating Chronicles. I'll see you next week.